Hello, we are back. Welcome to another episode, bonus episodes. We are here on the BJ Show. So we are going to be sharing the best Aussie rival of all time. Let's get on with the show. So, wow, what a show we've got here today about the Australian Aussie rival of all time. And you knew, make sure you subscribe and like as well. Make sure you hit that notification. Let's get on with it. So, what is the greatest rival in Australia? Well, it's a dividing of torn families apart, ended friendships, and enduring through every pub from Perth to Paniana. It is the unmated Aussie garden match. Well, today we are finally setting it. We are ranking the Australia's most iconic sports showdowns, covering each and every single code from the burning theatre of state origin. I may share this a couple of times in the rugby, but I'm going to share maybe a bit more detail on that. I'm only going to crown the unforgettable champions. This isn't just about the final score. It's about passion-filled, unsustainable with bad blood. So let's get into it. Now, this is not just rugby now. We are talking about the football of A-League, the original rival of Adelaide United versus Melbourne Victory. What an absolute classic. Kicking off our list at number 5. So we're going to do a top 5 here. We have two. The world game for a rival that might be younger than the others, but this is just a match Vinchton. The original rival between the LA United and Melbourne Victory is born in the field early days of the A-League. This clash is more than a game. It's a battle of the state's culture and football. Philippines, let's to be honest, Victorians and South Australians have always shared a healthy dislike for one and the other. But when the A-League started, it was only natural. Their flagship clubs would bring their teleseed to the pinch. And it was inspired experience. This rival gives us one of the most infamous sidelines memories in the Aussie sport when Adelaide coach John Cosmine and Melbourne captain Kevin Muscat get into it over a sad ball. The image of Cosmine grabbing their mascot by the throat and perfecting captaining the flawless nature of the contest from day one. But this real salt in the worm from Adelaide fans have always been the biggest stage. Melbourne Victory have a habit of dominating the game that matters, that including the 2 grand final win over the Reds. The first was the blooming 6-0 flash into 2007 is a scar that has never really healed for the Adelaide faithful. In this match, Victory strike Armand Thomas wrote his name in the history by scoring the incredible 5 goals record that still 100 Adelaide supporters to this day. 2 years later, Melbourne twice the ninth, and with a 1-0 grand final victory, while Adelaide has had his moment like breaking a 10-game losing streak with a stunning 4-1 in the Melbourne 2011, the biggest moment have so often begging the Navy Blue. It's this history of high strike, heartbroken the Cummins, the regional rivals as one of the Australian firecasts. We come to number 4, the Western Derby between the West Coast Eagles and Fremantle Dockers. What an absolute shame, number. Why will we are number 4? We're heading to West for the Western, the spirit of city, a state, its ever families right down the middle. The Western Derby is ever seen Fremantle joining the AFL in 1995. It's the clashes where Imboyant's West Coast Eagles have been the biggest event of the WA football calendar. It's a classic big brother versus little brother story dominates from the future from the very beginning. In the early days, it was Pearl dominated West Coast is the powerhouse club, won the first 9 derbies influenced the painful sense of unavoidable of a new kid on the block that just made Fremantle ever won in 1999. All the sweat and massive breakthrough from the club, and it's been a long suffering fan, but the rival to its birth in round 21 2000. It's a match now it's for known as the Devanton Derby after a humiliating 117 point loss to West Coast early that season. Freo came out bathing fire that pre-game talk when all minds with the Dockers players claim Waterhouse decade blood ward been spilled. What follows wasn't just a game of footy, but it was a serious bruise and running battle that saw 4 players suspension for a total of 15 matches. It was a line, the sand, a moment that changed AWA football forever. In the years since, we had swarmed back and forth with prior period of Eagles dominating, including 11 straight wins from 2015 to 2021, and time to Freo has held its badges right. It's a rival to divine by physiologically moments and shell brilliant leads like Matthew Paffridge 8-goal masterclass and rewarding the Glennie Allen a medal for the best player on the ground. The Western Derby is way more than a game for 4 points. It's a battle for the soul, for the state. We come to the top 3. We come to Carlton versus Collingwood. What a game this was. This is always a good old classic. So coming in at number 3 is a rival built on more than a century pearl, old-fashioned and haters. The VFL conditional of Carlton versus Collingwood. This isn't just a match. It's a cultural war that helped shape the VFL and AFL. It is called the biggest and losers runner rival in the league, both from social, religion, and class divides in the early 20th century. Melbourne Collingwood was the hard-working class Irish Catholic heartland. Carlton was seen as the most embarrassed middle-class club from the very beginning. They were the oil and water. The bad blood sad to Pod emanated in the 1910 VFL Grand Final, a match that Collingwood won, but it was the embarrassment from the massive bruise involvement dozen of players and official. But the moment the modern haters was the 1970 Grand Final in front of a record crowd. Over 121 people. Collingwood were the red hot favourites and had a massive 44 points at halftime. And what changed Australian football forever? Carlton coach Rod Basham ordered his players to handball relentless and play on the cost of a rival talent and spoken very clear, the greatest comeback in grand final history. Carlton stormed home by 10 points. The victory didn't just won a premiership. It was philosophy traded by Collingwood for years, centuries potential, known as the Collingwood Ball. The two clubs have met in 6 grand finals, Carlton winning 5. It is history, culture drives, and shown numbers of losing classic games that makes this rival appeal Australian sport. Even when one team is stuck at the bottom of the ladder, the game is against the old enemy is still most hated match of the year. Here we go, the Ashes. We gotta love a classic cricket special. We got number 2, the Ashes of Australia versus England. At number 2, we have a rival that crossed generations over oceans and travel distance. The most valued sport played in the Ashes. This is more than just a cricket series. It's rival bird of war for natural pride between Australia versus England and a true strengthening all the way back in 1982 or 1882. The original story legacy after Australia won the Test series on England soil for the first time. A British newspaper printed a skirting for the England cricket, starting the body will claim and the Ashes taken to Australia when England captain Ivan Malone voted to regard those Ashes on the next tour down under. The most famous ever cricket was born. The Ashes is defined by its echoed consequences and unforgettable memories. You have infamous bodyline series of the 1932-33 where England captain Douglas James led the dangerous tactic of bowler batsman bodies to try and stop Sir Douglas. Well, dominant baton move, unstoppable, attending dangerous and regardless between the countries. There was memories per magic. Shane Warne, bowl of the century, then left Mike Getting speechless in 1993, and then the 2005 series, Whaling, seeing the greatest of all time, England brewing a 2-1 victory, selecting Kevin Pearson, incredible, were ending up 16 years of radiant, dominate, and retested cricket around the world. From Dennis Lye trying to use the bat in 1979 to Stuart Broad refreshing to walk after a massive edge of the 2022-2013 Ashes series. It's packed with memories and that keeps the fire burning for the players on both sides. Winning the Ashes, so principal for their careers, it's a contest that is 150 years of pride, pain, and passion. Well, but can be one winner. Before we write our last one, number one, make sure you hit that subscribe button, or hit that notification bell so you do not want to miss a moment. But the waiting for coming up with number one, it's the champions of rival estate origin. This isn't just a rugby league series. And I just shared this so many times. I'm just going to share this very short term. So it's a great culture. Both teams of New South Wales and Queensland go head to head. It's been around for many generations. Go and check that out. It's a big episode. I can't wait to share that. And those who love their rugby, I know this will be a perfect one to share as well. But that is number one, the best origin rugby in the world for Australian sports between New South Wales and the Queensland. All right, thank you so much. So there it is, our defined rankings. What did get wrong? What number is your favorite one? Comment down below. Let's see the range. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you all in another episode here on The BJ Show. Thanks for listening. Cheers, peace out. The BJ Show is out.